The numbers are pretty staggering. 30 million followers across all of his social media platforms, 14 million subscribers on YouTube, and he's like 21 years old. Jake Paul is on with us right now. Hello, Jake.
Yo, what's going on, guys? How we doing?
Doing good, man. You're an Ohio boy, right?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Go Cavs.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, here you go. Me too. Are you a Buckeye fan at all too, or just Cavs?
Yeah, I like the Buckeyes a lot. Shout out to the Ohio State wrestling team.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, national champs there. I've got a kid, a huge fan of yours. We've got so many listeners that are huge fan of yours. I've got a daughter that is 20. You're 21 years old. I would be thrilled to death if my daughter had 14 million subscribers on YouTube and was the CEO of her own company. I'm just kind of curious.
Not only would you be thrilled to death, but you'd also probably be super stressed all the time, like my parents.
Yeah, no, I know your parents. The last year has been it's been an emotional roller coaster, I'm sure, for them. There's lots of ups and downs. My big question for you is, what would you say is the secret to your success? How have you done what you've done with the subscribers? And obviously, you've tapped into a market that definitely loves what you do.
I would say like the number one thing is hard work. Like people don't realize like how much time, effort, and energy like I put into my craft into growing my audience, and how I've been doing that for like 4 years now, like every day nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, it's just being in the right place at the right time, surrounding yourself with the right people, having the right mindset. You know, there's so much noise, there's so much, craziness and attention, and it's hard to sometimes to keep your head straight. So
who does that for you? Who's that person? Is it your parents? Is it your older brother? Who keeps you on the right path?
Yeah, I think it's my parents. I live with my best friends as well, and like we just like balance each other and keep it real, and like, it's like we're still the same, kids from Ohio, but now we just have a lot more responsibility and pressure, and it's just been growing, adapting, and maturing and so on.
How do you, being only 21, deal with the haters? I'm much older than you. We got haters for what we do, and I think everybody probably out there does. That's a lot to deal with, to hear, I'm sure, the backlash that you hear for when you put product out.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to just realize, it's a couple of things. Like, I would say, the haters are the ones who probably pay more attention to what you're doing because they're, jealous and they're envious. And I think you just have to keep your head up and, not listen to what other people are saying. Sometimes I put stuff out and I don't even read the comments. I don't even care. If you don't have haters, then you're doing something wrong, I believe.
You ever have anybody come after you or do anything weird or creepy? A fan?
Yeah, I've had random weird experiences.
Are you rolling with security right now, Jake Paul?
Say it again?
Are you rolling with security now?
Yeah, I am.
I figured.
So what's the weirdest thing?
You got to.
What's the weirdest thing a crazy fan has tried to do to get close to you?
Some dude slept in our backyard one night. that was pretty intense. And he was so nice about it, but it was still super creepy. But it's nah, man, I was just sleeping in your backyard. It's fine. I was like, no.
Yeah,
it's not fine.
Not fine.
No, not at all.
Do you and Logan, do you guys ever get to a point where you guys are in such high competition with one another that it gets really annoying and it stresses you out that he may have a video that's higher in views? Do you guys ever get like that?
Yeah, for sure. It's a friendly competition, and we're really each other's biggest competition, and like I think it's cool that it's my brother, but it also is like kind of like makes it more intense. But I think that's what's driven a lot of our success is how hard we both push each other.
Yeah, let me ask you right now, do you know, Jake, how many subscribers you have on YouTube and how many Logan has on YouTube?
I think I have like 15 million, and he has, I think, like 17 million. So
does that still bother you to say that?
Say it again?
Does that bother you to have to say that?
No, my rebuttal is when he was 21, he had like 500,000 subscribers. So I just compare it like that.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Danielle Bergoli is a
It's all
girl.
about how you look at it.
Yeah. Danielle Bergoli is a girl that has come out of South Florida here. She's from Boynton Beach, and I know you've hung out with her. And, you know, people around here, they see the Dr. Phil and everything else. Oh, what can you tell me with you hanging out with her? How would you describe the Cash Me Outside girl? And when you're just hanging out?
I mean, she's the same person that she is like on camera.
Really? Okay.
I think where people like underestimate her is like she is like smart and like has a team around her of smart people, and she was able to transfer like what was a Dr. Phil segment into a career.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like how many people have been on Dr. Phil that the clips have blown up, and how many of them are actually like still doing anything?
Yeah.
It's probably one or two, maybe, but definitely one, and that's her. And so you have to give some props there.
We got Jake Paul, YouTube star, on here with us, and we gave the opportunity for some of our audience to send in questions because how else are they going to get to Jake Paul but through us and talking to you? 17-year-old named Alyssa sent in this question for you, Jake. She said, why did you kick Alyssa out of the Team 10 house, and did you really date her?
It's kind of a complicated story, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not something that like I can really talk about, but all I'll say is like I'm a nice person, and she wronged me, and that's how that whole situation happened. But
Okay. Next question here: what is the best and worst part of being so famous? Probably having a guy sleep in your backyard is probably one of the worst parts of being famous, right?
Yeah, I would say like also the pressure of the fame. Like people always are expecting you to deliver, and like you have to be. You're living under a microscope, and so being 21 years old, doing like if I did something like a normal 21-year-old would do, I get reprimanded for it. Publicly. And I would say that's the worst part. The best part's, I think, just like being able to have like freedom and create and live like my dream of you know, entertaining people. It's really awesome.
Yeah, and I saw a couple different things that you did where you went and you really were doing some really good stuff with the influence that you have now to go out and help other people. And I thought that was really awesome that you took some time to do that on your YouTube channel. In the last year, I saw some really cool videos and things that you've done out there. So hats off to that. I couldn't imagine being a CEO of your own company at the age of 21.
Thank you, man. Yeah, no, I think like everyone needs to like use their platform for good, and I try to like on a day-to-day basis like talk to my audience about like inspiring them and helping them like work hard or just talking to them about setting goals for themselves and giving back to their communities and educating them on certain things that I feel like are super important and have been critical in my life. And so I try not to just be like entertaining, but I try to put like education in there and like motivation in there. And I think that's why like I have such a close relationship with my fans.
Jake Paul, he's got his first single, It's Everyday Bro, soaring to number 2 on the top international iTunes charts. You've got the show that's going to be coming up, the Fillmore here in Miami Beach on May 30th. What are the things you're going to be doing on stage with your audience, Jake?
Yeah, so I'm super excited to be coming out there. So Team 10 and I, we're coming out, and we're putting on like a Broadway show in a sense. It's going to be like acting and music combined. So there's going to be comedy. There's going to be like skits that kind of like segue into some of our popular songs. There's going to be new exclusive music. There's going to be exclusive tour merch that people can get. We're going to be doing like meet and greets, meeting fans, the whole 9 yards. So it's really going to be an awesome experience, and I'm stoked to be able to meet some Jake Paulers in person.
Cool. Well, we'll try to get our kids, Cannon and Magnolia, out there to come see you and to support you, okay, bud?
Yes, Magnolia wanted me to tell you she loves you. She said, I tell him I love him. And she wanted your phone number, but I said, no, we can't give it to her.
All right, well, bring him out. Bring him out.
Okay.
All right, Jake, thanks for taking a minute to talk to us. We appreciate it.
Yep, have a good rest of your day, guys.
All right, man, you too. Bye-bye.